Capital Jewel Quick Loans.
Yes, sir.
How did you learn that the vehicle was available for sale?
Well, it was from a friend and former employee. He brought it to our attention that he knew about the vehicle and he thought that it would be a good purchase for the company. You know. At the moment, we had one similar model but older in year. We were planning to sell it, so he thought that it would be a good purchase, and he thought that he could get it fixed. And
do you remember the name of the employee, the former employee?
Mr. Travis Neal.
Travis Neal?
Yes, sir.
You made an offer for the car?
Yeah, we sent in a bid offer.
You wrote a letter?
Yes, sir.
How much did you offer for it?
In the letter, I believe it was 10,000.
You had the vehicle valued?
No, sir.
It was just what you felt was a reasonable price?
Yeah. The vehicle it wasn't working at the moment. Still unserviceable at the moment right now. But we knew that it would take a bit of investment to get it running now.
So the business hasn't had use of it?
For a short period of time, a couple months maybe.
So you got it working for a couple of months and then it needs repairs again?
Yeah, we got it working and it's down again.
The purchase was approved to you on the 27th October 2019 at a price of $15,000. Do you recall that?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
Sounds correct?
Hmm?
Do you remember who from the Ministry of Finance you dealt with?
No, well, we just, to inquire about it, we went to the vehicle care unit.
And who at the vehicle care unit did you speak to?
One of the cashiers, one of the young ladies at the front.
And you inquired as to how you could purchase it?
Well, we inquired about what the issue with it was, and if it was up for sale or up for bid. I believe she replied and said that they weren't sure what exactly they were doing with it, but she said that we could. She basically invited the bid and said that we could send in a bid if we choose.
And you sent in a bid?
Yes, sir.
To whom was it addressed?
Financial secretary.
So the bid was addressed directly to the financial secretary?
Yeah, I have a copy of the letter here.
You do? Because that letter wasn't shared with us. I'd appreciate it if we can see it.
Sure.
Yeah.
You want to see it right now?
Yes, please. I'll come for it.
Sure.
Fine. This is a letter dated August 12, 2019.
Yes, sir.
And it says, Dear Financial Secretary, I, Armin Aleman, wish to purchase one dilapidated green 2011 Dodge Ram 2500, license plate number B3272, for the sum of $10,000 inclusive of duties and taxes. Regards, Armin Aleman. And you receive an approval of the purchase at 15,000? A
Yes.
letter
Yes, sir.
signed by, would have been the letter dated 27th October 2019, signed by Mr. Ruperto Vicente for the Financial Secretary?
Yes, sir.
Are you able to say who approved this purchase to you?
No, sir.
And I have a receipt here saying you paid $15,000 on the 31st October 2019. Sounds about correct?
Yes, sir.
And that was paid in cash?
Sure.
Right. Those are the questions I have for you, Mr. Aleman. I'll ask Mr. Marcelo Blake if he has any further questions.
Afternoon. Mr. Aleman, you said that you were able to get the vehicle up and running. What was it that the vehicle carrying unit expressed to you was the issue with the vehicle?
Well, at the moment when we looked at it, it didn't have any power at all, so it wouldn't even turn over.
If you had to estimate, how much have you guys had to invest in the vehicle just to get it running for the few months?
Really, maybe 5,000 or a bit more.
Mr. Martinez?
I just wanted to know, why would you purchase a dilapidated vehicle for your business?
Well, at the time, the
That is
former
how you said that it's dilapidated, right?
yeah, at the time the former employee that inquired about the vehicle, he kind of know about kind of technical with vehicles now, so he pretty much assured us that he could get it running, and he knew.
All right. Good, Joe.
That's it? Okay, I don't think I have anything further. I want to thank you for coming.
Sure.
Do you want this letter back or can I keep it? You want it back?
Yeah, please.
I'll take a photo of it, okay? Yes, good afternoon, Dr. Zuniga.
Afternoon.
Dr. Zuniga, we'll start by taking an oath. A copy of it is right there in the folder, if you could read that to us.
Javier Zuniga, swear that the testimony I shall give today before the Commission in the matters in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Thank you. Could you state for the record your name, your address, and your occupation, please?
Javier Zuniga, I live in San Ignacio at the moment. I am the Director of the Policy Planning and Project Management Unit at the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Of Health. Do you recall purchasing a, let me just get, 2010 Isuzu D-Max from the government of Belize?
Yes,
That was in or about July 2020.
yes, sir.
Can you explain to us how you learned the vehicle was for sale and how you went about effecting the purchase?
Well, I work with the Ministry of Health, so I knew the vehicle was down and it had mechanical problems. I sent in a bid through my CEO, who supported, and that was forwarded to Vehicle Care Unit.
You sent a bid directly to the financial secretary?
It went through my CEO, it went to Vehicle Care,
Yes.
directed to the Financial Secretary, yes.
All right. I have a letter here dated May 15, 2020. I'll read it for you and you could tell me if that's what you're referring to. Just confirm for me if that is the one you sent or not, if you can remember. It says, Dr. Javier Zuniga, San Ignacio Tonkaya District. It gives a phone number and an email address in the letterhead. And then it's addressed to Mr. Joseph Waite, Financial Secretary, Ministry of Finance. And it says, through Dr. George Goff, Chief Executive Officer, Ministry of Health. May 15, 2020. It says, dear Mr. Waite, through this medium, I'm hereby requesting your assistance in procuring a used vehicle from the government of Belize. I've been a public officer for the past 14 years and I've served in the capacity of medical officer and medical coordinator at San Pedro Polyclinic 2 in San Pedro Town as primary health care coordinator and regional health manager at the Central Health Region and now as regional health manager at Western Health Region. I was transferred to Western Health Region 2 years ago and resided in San Ignacio Town. I incurred a high cost for moving my family and belongings from San Pedro Town to San Ignacio Town and now commute daily to Belmopan City to report to work. At this time, I'm unable to purchase a reliable and safe vehicle to commute, which would cost approximately $15,000 to $25,000. For this reason, I'm asking your assistance to purchase a used vehicle that is being written off by the government of Belize that I can repair and make functional for my commute. There is a vehicle being written off at Western Regional Hospital, Isuzu D-Max BZB 1705, which I can repair and use for my commute. I'm willing to pay $3,000 for the vehicle. I take this opportunity to thank you once more for your support, for your assistance in procuring the vehicle from the government of Belize. Would like your letter?
Yes.
Yes. You also sent a memorandum to the Chief Executive Officer, Ministry of Health, along with the letter? Yes, outlining the terms, the similar terms?
Yes.
Yes. And on the 28th July 2020, the sale of the vehicle was approved to you, but at $3,500?
That's right.
Is that so? Mr. Ruperto Vicente signed a letter of approval, permission to sell. Well, in it, he recommends the sale to you on the basis that the vehicle was uneconomical to repair.
Yes, sir.
But the basis for your request was so that you can repair it and put it into service.
Yes, the vehicle needed overhauled.
It needed an overhaul?
It needed an overhaul. So I had to overhaul the vehicle. I can give you a report here from the mechanic.
Yes, but why did the government consider it uneconomical to repair?
It was going to cost approximately $6,000 to repair the vehicle. So at the time, due to the economic situation, I guess, when they wrote it off and it was unserviceable in terms of couldn't be put into service, it needed major repairs.
I thought unserviceable meant it couldn't be repaired.
Unserviceable means it cannot be put into service. Could be due to X reasons, it could be due to major repairs, or it could be due to the vehicle being totaled.
Okay. The price that it was approved to be sold to you was $3,500, $500 more than you had offered. Are you able to see how government came up with that price?
I wouldn't know, sir.
And you paid the purchase, the $3,500 in cash on the 12th August 2020? Sounds about correct?
That's right.
That's right. Dr. Zuniga, I'll ask Mr. Marcelo Blake if he has any questions for you.
Yes, sir.
Marcelo?
Dr. Zuniga, is that vehicle still functioning today?
After I repaired it, it is running.
Okay.
It is what I use to commute on a daily basis.
May I ask how much you had to invest in order to bring it to a functioning position?
Approximately $4,000.
Okay.
And it still needs some repairs.
Mr. Martinez?
Dr. Zuniga, you said that the vehicle was unserviceable. Do you know, and you said that you knew the vehicle well too, when was the last time that vehicle was serviced by your ministry?
It was in and out of the mechanic shop because it was overheating. They had to repair the gasket, they blew the gasket 2 times. And it was just overheating, and we decided, well, the mechanic said, look, the block might have some problems. We will need to overhaul this vehicle. The vehicle was, well, we sent to write off the vehicle. And right after that, it blew the block. So the block had damage to it. Water was getting into the oil, and so it needed a whole rebuild.
So before you purchased it, the extent of the service included gaskets, what all?
It was just the gaskets. Blow the gasket 3 times.
Oil change?
So it was the repair.
Oil
Yes, as well.
change,
Yes.
tires, new tires. Because we get to understand that just before you bought the vehicle, the ministry had recently serviced the vehicle, so you get the vehicle with new tires, you get it.
Yeah, well, the vehicle was being repaired, as we said, because we needed the vehicle. It was COVID times. And so remember, we have 9 vehicles that we have to service, right? So every month, every certain period, these vehicles will be taken into service. We don't know the extent of what the services might be. At the time, that vehicle did need some parts, which, of course, we were trying to get it repaired and into the fleet of vehicle, but again, you know, it's difficult. You don't know what will happen to these vehicles. Next thing, you have 6 people who drive the same vehicle, you know, so it's kind of difficult to maintain these vehicles.
Yeah. So you waited until the ministry did a level of servicing before you purchased the vehicle?
No, no, no. The vehicle it was being serviced, but the vehicle did have the damage to the block, and it had to be repaired. I have the report right here if you
Yeah.
want.
So you'll agree that the vehicle wasn't unserviceable
At the time,
at
No.
the time?
the vehicle, we knew the vehicle had problems. I knew the vehicle had major issues, right? So I was willing to fix the vehicle, to get it to where I wanted it. At the time, the ministry, or the Western Regional Hospital, did not have the funds to fix the vehicle. So that is why we asked the ministry. And at the time, Dr. Gar said, well, you know, we won't spend more money repairing this vehicle because it has been in and out of the mechanic shop. That's what happened.
So the vehicle wasn't unserviceable. You managed to serve it and it's running,
After major repairs, yes, it is running.
so it wasn't unserviceable.
At the time, it was unserviceable. It did blow the block, as we said, and it had to go into the mechanic shop.
And then you purchased it just after it was serviced.
No,
Yes.
I had to do the repairs to the vehicle. I have the
The
receipt.
rest of the repairs, so you get
They-
new tires. The vehicle came with new tires or old tires, or
Sir, when
what
when
condition
vehicle-
was the tires
when
in?
vehicle care comes to do the assessment of these vehicles, they will assess it and they will put their pricing on it. So that's what happened there.
All right, thank you very much. No further questions.
Thank you, Dr. Zuniga. Anything else? No? We have no further questions. Thanks for taking the time to come.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Shepherd. I'd like to ask you to start by taking the oath that's in the folder in front of you. Can you read that to us, please? Put your hand on the Bible.
I, Glenn Shepherd, swear that the testimony I shall give today before this commission in the matter in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Yes, thank you. Could you state for the record your name and address, please?
Glenn Shepherd, Tiketo Village.
Mr. Shepherd, do you remember purchasing 2 Mazda pickups from the government of Belize?
Yes, sir.
Can you recount for us how that happened, how the transaction came about?
Well, one day my brother went to Poopy's garage, that's just outside Belmopan, and he saw these 2 vehicles and he told me about it. So I went to Poopy and inquired about the vehicle. He told me that those vehicles has been there since about 2 years. They have already written them off. One didn't have no engine nor trans, and the other didn't have any engine.
One was a 2009 Mazda pickup, and the other was a 2013.
Yes, sir.
Yes. You made a bid for those vehicles?
Yes, sir. I made a bid for the 2013. I made a bid of $1,200, and for the other one, I bid $500.
You directed your bid to whom?
Well, I wrote the letter to the financial secretary through Mr. Vicente.
And the sales were eventually approved to you?
Yes, sir. They approved it, but the one that I bid $500 for, when I received the acceptance letter, it said $1,000.
The bid for $1,200 was accepted.
Yes, sir, it was.
The second bid for $1,000 was in the name of Mr. Ernesto Timbrell.
No,
Who is Ernesto Timbrell?
I don't know. When I applied it, I didn't put anybody else's name in there.
He-
If you check my letter, the letter that I applied for both vehicles.
Yes, but I'm looking at the approval letter, and one was approved to Glenn Shepherd and the other to Ernesto Timbrell.
I was not aware of that, sir. I know I got 2 letters stating that they approved both vehicles that I bid for, and I went and I paid for them.
All right. The 2013 Mazda, that was the one you bid $1,200 for,
Yes, sir.
and the $1,200 was approved.
Yes,
So
sir.
you won that bid at
Yes.
all right. It may have been a different car. And the 2009,
I bid 500, but they didn't approve that bid. They gave it for 1,000.
yes. And you accepted that and paid the 1,000.
Yes, I accepted it.
Yes. Are those vehicles in working condition today?
Yes, sir.
You repaired both of them?
I repaired one, and my brother repaired the other one.
I'll ask Commissioner Blake if he has any questions for you. Marcelo?
For the investment in each, could you speak to how much it cost you to bring it to functioning as it is now?
Of the 2013, I think I invested about $6,000 in it. Remember, these vehicles was parked outside for 2 years, so you could imagine the condition they were in with the rain and the sun beating them every day, you know.
Any idea what your brother had to invest to bring the 2009?
No, I've never had the chance to ask him.
Okay. That's it for me.
What would you say your 2013 Mazda in running condition is worth today?
Today? Well, I would say about $7,000, I would say, about thereabout.
So it's worth exactly what you spent on it?
I would believe so.
What is it that you said you did for a living, Mr. Shepard, just for the record? What's your occupation?
I work for myself.
You're self-employed?
Yes, sir.
And at the time when you bought the cars?
Yeah, I was working at the temporarily at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
What did you do there?
I was a driver for the referendum, during the referendum time.
All right. All right. Thank you. Anything out of that? All right. Thank you, Mr. Shepard, for coming.
Thank you too, sir.
Yeah.